It's been a while. It's been a long while. It's been a while since I've been here. This world feels familiar, and I've been gone from it for a while. It's been 5 or so years, I guess. Welcome back to another Witness Minecraft episode. To be honest, I wasn't entirely sure if I would return, but here I am. It's only took 4 years, but I'm kind of glad I came back. And I'm really sorry to leave you guys hanging for all these years. Life got in the way, I guess. I kind of lost interest in this project, but recently I had a little bit of a spark and a bit of more interest, a resurgence of interest, if you will. And I'm kind of glad I came back. And I have changed. The game had changed. Something that hasn't changed is the Witness itself. So I got lots to learn. I've been away from Minecraft for about 5 years, and everything has kind of changed. Last I've been here was during the Nether update, I think. I've lost track of which version it is, but fear not, we are back in the version. Which version is this? This is Minecraft 1.26.2, I believe. Yeah, it's been they've changed how the versioning numbers even changed. So, but yeah, I'm actually back. I'm gonna be recording a bunch more episodes, and I'm gonna dial it all back. What I quite liked about this series was the fact that I get to recreate this beautiful island and bring some of the core gameplay mechanics from the Witness to Minecraft. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to dial back and not worry too much about putting out content, really. The game music is way too loud. I'm going to dial it down a little bit. It's kind of emotional, to be honest. Even the game music is trying to make me emotional. But yeah, I'm I'm gonna cut down to what I quite liked about this game, which is the fact that I get to make this beautiful island. And I'm not gonna worry too much about putting content out, really, because that wasn't really the point at all. It's been a while, and I've actually seen some of this island while I was trying to update this world, so my reactions might be kinda... I've seen some of the items, I've seen some of the things you guys left me, let's just say that, but I'll try to recreate some of the same emotions I had when I came back to this island after 5 years. Oh yeah, the mod is back, and it's actually working. I'll get to more on that later, but yeah, I've had some fun recreating or resuming the development for the mod itself. So actually, for this episode I have a plan. Let me walk you guys through the plan. So we were in the middle. Let me actually get there. Yeah, so previously we worked on this cave bit and the sort of the initial tutorial area over there. And I think in the last episode it was just me setting up this area here, but I never get to actually, why does the rabbits look so different in this version? They look so fat. Anyways, yeah, they look so weird. Yeah, thank you very much, Raz, for donating all these puzzles. And I'm really sorry about the actual puzzles themselves, because they are no longer gonna be... any puzzles you've made in the previous world doesn't really carry through to the new world. Sorry about that. I've changed how the puzzle model itself works, so you might have seen that they no longer matter anymore. But yeah, thanks for donating all these ancient puzzle tablets. I'm gonna be using them to make new puzzles. But yeah, I'm gonna work on this bit over here, getting the orchard up, and I'm gonna go back to the wilderness and see how they actually look in the game and try to recreate it up here. I'm gonna eventually need some different, I think, puzzle frames for this area, because if I'm not mistaken, that looks like an actual screen rather than an iron frame. But yeah, let me actually get back to the home base, and let's actually go there together. This world hasn't really changed at all. Since I've last been here. I'm pretty sure the iron farm is broken, because the zombie that was in the middle is no longer there, so that iron farm doesn't actually function. The sugarcane farm is surprisingly functioning still, so I still see the sugarcane coming through. The kale farm has been broken. That wasn't really has to do with anything with the updates. The gunpowder farm is actually working. I've been there once before to collect some of my... What the hell is that? I think that's the first time I'm seeing that mob. I think it's called a nautilus. It looks so weird. It makes some weird noises. Oh yeah, I'm using Minecraft shaders as well. Is this a hostile mob or there's a shipwreck? Oh, I think the shipwreck has been here before. Has it been? I don't know. I can't remember anymore. I can't breathe. But yeah, the game has changed a lot. I've been at least 5 versions behind. So do let me know down in the comments if you guys have any things for me to find out in the new game since I've been here. I'm excited to. I'm actually excited to jump into a lot of new things that I haven't seen, like the new underground mansion thingy that I haven't been to. I don't know what it's called anymore. And there's a new update coming around in the horizon, so I'm excited to check that out. Yeah, so this episode is me gonna be building the orchard, or the sort of the house area there, and sort of exploring and see what you guys been up to in the last 5 years that I've been away. So I'm gonna cut to the next clip. Okay, I'm back in the Witness Island. The island of Witness. Sorry. I'm back in the island, and I just rewatched my previous clip and I found myself rambling as usual. Man, it feels good to come back to this world every now and then. But yeah, the part that I'm gonna be working on is this part over here. This little birch tree forest. Maybe I'll work on that later. But what I'm gonna be working on right now is this house. I don't know what do I call this? A shed? Maybe it's a shed. It looks like a shed to me. So I'm gonna be working on this small shed in this episode. I'm not quite sure which material I'm gonna be using for this shed. The game does also have new blocks introduced, so maybe one of those new blocks might be worthwhile. But for now, I'm thinking just birchwood, but maybe trapdoors. I'm not quite sure what to use, to be honest. I'll try out some combinations of blocks for now to match this exact look, but again, we are kind of limited by the Minecraft block palette. Yeah, this is the screens I was talking about. We're gonna need to recreate these screens in the Witness Minecraft. These are a little different from the other screens you can find in the tutorial area, for instance. These are quite flat. It's like a flat screen TVs almost, like LCD TVs you get back in the day. This is what I already have, but what I don't have is these sort of CRT looking screens that have some curvature into it, and they kind of look old. Speaking of puzzles, as I think you've seen this already in the previous video, in the previous clip that I've introduced, the hexagonal dots to the game, to the Minecraft mod, I mean. Again, I'll walk you through how that works, but yeah, essentially we can recreate this panel. In fact, I'm gonna start creating these panels in the game. Okay, back to the plan. I'm gonna be working on the birch tree shed, I'm gonna call it. Oh, look at my fish tank. Yeah, so I'm gonna need some birch tree, and I think I have a birch tree forest over there. It's been a while, I can't remember where I keep my stuff. I'm guessing it's mostly in my ender chest, but last time I checked here. Yeah, I guess I got some birch logs already, but still curious to go over there and see what's happening over there. Yeah, while I'm here, actually, I want to quickly showcase all the features I've added to the mod, to the Minecraft Witness mod. Since I've been here. Again, this is the new version of the mod. This version of the mod is only supported it supports 26.2, and it's using latest Fabric version. Apologies, I'm not going to support any of the previous versions that I've missed out. You will have to bump the mod to the Minecraft world to the latest in order to use this version of the mod. Yeah, let's jump into it. Again, nothing really big changing yet. I do have new plans coming in, but for now, you can craft puzzle panels. Again, thanks Raz for donating these pieces. Yeah, let me actually grab some dye because I'm gonna need some dye. I believe we already had dye functionality from the previous version. So I'm not gonna maybe showcase that too much. You're just literally just painting your panels, really. There's nothing really fancy going on. I'll just go with yellow and orange for now. But yeah, you can craft your puzzle panels with this configuration, and spoilers. And you can also dye your puzzle panels. I think I'm gonna dye them orange for now. Orange for tutorial, I guess. I've also changed how this block interaction works now. You right click to place and you left click to pop it out, just like normal item frames, I guess. Nothing fancy. And you can interact with the puzzle panels with the normal interaction mode. What is that? I need to check out the there looks something funky going on. The spawn area. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Yeah, you can interact with these puzzle panels. And if you can hear this sound over my clicky mouse, you can't really interact with this panel yet because there isn't a start. So the way you add a start is by going into the puzzle composer. I'll explain how this screen works. You put in your puzzle panel in here. Again, nothing really changed. The rendering of some of these components were changed because of Minecraft. But yeah, you can put in your puzzle panel start over here, and now you can also place your end. Again, you can cycle through all the different configurations of the end. The end of the puzzle can only be on the edge of the puzzle. For now, I haven't really decided should the end be in the middle. Maybe there is a puzzle panel that has that specific configuration. Do let me know if that is the case. But for now, the end is going to be on the edge, and you can shuffle through the different orientations of the end if you want. Yeah, and that's pretty much how you craft a puzzle panel. And once you craft the puzzle panel, you can right click on it and then interact with it. And ooh, look at that, you can essentially go through this. Actually, hold on, now I need to get rid of this. Back to the game. You can interact with these puzzle panels, so you can essentially solve these panels as it is right now. And yeah, this functionality has been missing for the longest time. And again, you can solve these puzzle panels and from any orientation really. It doesn't have to be straight on, and you do need to be in the interaction range to be able to get into the focus mode. You can't really go to the focus mode like you can in the normal witness, where you can right click anyway in the game. But while in the interaction range, you can actually interact with them like normal puzzle panels. Again, you can, if you left click on any time in the middle of the panel, it'll just go back to the normal. It'll just cancel the solver, and you can pretty much draw all the lines you can think of. And the solving itself also picks up if I had multiple end configurations like this, for instance. It will accept one or the other, just like in the normal game. The other thing I added is expansion. So previously, if you remember, I'm gonna remove this ends for now. I'll explain that later. If you remember, we previously had this slider thingy over here to expand the panels. That's kind of dumb. I don't want to do that because that kind of gives you infinite, essentially grids of puzzle panels for no cost at all, right? So instead, what I decided to do is to actually let you expand these puzzle panels. You can expand them a few different ways. Here's some spoilers, but you can essentially do something like that. It will expand the puzzle panels one grid cell across. So this is a 2x2. You can expand that into 3x3. The orientation also matters. For instance, if you expand it that way, it'll grow from that side onwards. So the start of the puzzle is in the middle now. You can also expand it from the all 4 different cardinals, for instance, like that. But yeah, you can expand the existing panels like that, and you can also keep on expanding, really. The maximum configuration size I've set for now is like 10, because that's where you can actually click on the circle. Any bigger than 10 is too small to even interact. Yeah, and you get big grids. Look at that. And again, these are all solvable. Let me actually put in an end for you to solve. You can put in an end over here. While I'm here, let's actually demonstrate the other functionality. Again, we already had this from the previous episodes, I believe. But you can put in breaks in the grid. And I'm gonna make it solvable, by the way, so I don't miss out. In this specific version, you are not able to delete these ends, node points, as I call them. But in the next version, I do have that functionality coming in. Yeah, and you also have hexagonal dots now. You can put in hexagonal dots, and you can put them in the edge, or you can also put them in the center of a node. And you can also put them in the actual start itself if you want to. But yeah, you can, and yeah, you can craft these panels with hexagonal dots now. For instance, it will actually look for that in the solutions. For instance, if I make a mistake like that, it wouldn't accept that answer. Or in fact, let me actually show you the tutorial mode. So in the game itself, there's two different kinds of puzzles, if you will. There's tutorial puzzles and there's normal puzzles. Tutorial puzzles actually sort of indicate or help you, telling you what exactly went wrong, right? Like for instance, in the tutorial mode, you will hear the start point where to indicate the player where to click on, right? And also once you start on the panel, it will actually tell you where the end is. If I stop moving, there we go. So in this tutorial mode, so you can configure the panels to be the normal panels or tutorial panels, and if it's a tutorial panel, it will actually indicate what's wrong, and you can see how it's blinking red right now. So that's telling you that, hey, you're missing that piece. So yeah, I've decided to recreate the same sort of functionality for now. I'm not entirely sure if I want to keep the tutorial mode or not. Let me know what you guys think. But I think it makes sense. That's how the base game, I think, works. Again, my data model is kind of different from the base game, but my intention is to replicate as much as I can. Yeah, so hexagon dots, they are in the game. So got a bit of a situation here. I'm trying to think of what material I should be using for this build. I got some reference images from the game from the last clip. But the problem is essentially the birch trapdoors doesn't really match that expected look, really, if you can imagine. Maybe I could try out different variations of the block, maybe like fence boards, birch fences instead of actual birch trapdoors. I was hoping to use trapdoors because of its width profile, because it's actually quite similar to what we were trying to build. But I guess you can also use fences. Also the birch planks. I can't remember what they're called. Not planks, but the birch. Let's see how the door looks like. Yeah, again, the door also have the same issue. I'm not sure. I think maybe I'll use a combination of these. Yeah, I'm not kind of settled. I'm not quite settled with the look of the birch trapdoors. Let's just leave it there. Testing mic 1 2 3 testing. Okay. What do you guys think? I feel like I'm not sure how I feel about this build. Maybe I'm getting too rusty with Minecraft, but this quite doesn't look like the game, the shed in the game. That said, the shed in the game is a little more lighter color from what you can make out of birch. Birch is as light as we can, I think, get in Minecraft. Let me know if you have an alternative suggestion, but yeah, here's a closer look of the shade. Oh, didn't mean to, that's not intended. From the inside, this is how it looks like. We got the sort of the broken paneling on the inner side of the shade, and the far side we got some actual paneling going on. I will work on the actual panels in a bit later, but I just want to get the look of the shed more correct. Yeah, again, I might be getting a little rusty with Minecraft, but again, this is the level of fidelity we can really achieve with Minecraft, so I'm not really, maybe I'll revisit this design in a bit later, but yeah, not a big fan just yet. But yeah, we have a shed that we can work on. So I think that's more important. Again, the sort of the break, the barrier, sort of there is like a gray wall here in the actual Witness game, and I'm using terracotta, and this is actually the gray terracotta, and the gray terracotta doesn't actually look that gray anyways. So maybe I'm open for suggestions for this block palette as well. Anyways, yeah, I think this is the shader. Sorry, this is the shade design I'm gonna go with for now. Again, I'm open for suggestions, but I'm gonna leave it as is for now. I will need to change the I will fix the actual luminance from these frames so it doesn't glow in the dark as it does right now. Yeah, let's actually work on the puzzle panels. So I'm gonna collect all of them. Again, all of these panels are pretty much the 4x4s that are tinted in green. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up my composer. I already have my composer down here. I'm gonna set up my composer down here, and I'm gonna jump into the game and create some puzzle panels. So let me boot up the game. Okay, so here we are in the game. As you can see, the actual shade looks a little different. It definitely doesn't look like the one I built. Some broken panels on the left. Anyways, I'll just move on to the actual panels for now. So I'm gonna quickly solve all of these. Again, this is where the part of the game where it actually teaches you the hexagonal panels. Sorry, hexagonal dots as they call it in the game. But yeah, it basically teaches you all the different rules. I'm just gonna quickly solve these and also remind myself how to solve these. It's been quite a while, and I don't really remember all the solutions off the top of my head anyway, so I don't think you should. Okay, so I just realized I might be missing a feature to enable to sort of render some of these panels just yet. For instance, right, I'm gonna go back to the unsolved mode for all of these once I've unlocked them. Yeah, so these panels, they can be powered by the ones next to it, so they will start by default, they will start unpowered, and once you solve one of the panels, it'll actually power the next one over. That's one feature that I'm missing currently with the mod. Okay, the other feature that I'm currently missing is these broken indices, broken vertices. So for instance, this vertex at the end of this 9x9 grid is missing. There's a node segment missing here, a node segment missing here. So I want to be able to make that change. I want to be able to make the composer remove certain nodes and edges as a capability or as a feature. So that's another feature that I'm going to add to the mod. So I don't think I will be able to make these panels. I'll just make the first panel, but in the next episode I will add that missing feature and finish adding these panels to the shed. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I got the panel loaded on the other screen. We gotta start here, and we got 2 dots on the corner, and then the final end to the top, like that. And like that, we have our very own solvable puzzle panel in the Witness game, in the Minecraft Witness. Man, this has been taking me forever to get to this page. But hey, we got the first ever solvable puzzle, I guess. You can solve this. Oh, also, this is indeed a tutorial for this sort of puzzle mechanic. So I'm gonna enable the tutorial toggle up here. Again, this UI will change in the next episode, but for now this will work. Yeah, look at that. We got the first ever working puzzle panel. I think I will need to fine-tune this rendering a little bit, but yeah, it does seems to work. Yeah, I'll work on the remaining panels later because I need that missing features into the mod. But till then, I think that's where I'm gonna leave this episode. Again, I'm not guaranteeing any of the episodes going forward. I will make these episodes at my own leisure. And for those who tune in to the Witness Minecraft series from the beginning, yeah, thanks for watching, and thanks for waiting patiently for the longest time. And hopefully I'm gonna be continuing this series. Again, there's no guarantees when the next episode's gonna be, but I'll try to make it weekly. So until I see you guys next time, see ya.